All right, guys, if you clicked on this video, hopefully you're interested in learning about a crazy profitable marketing channel for your Shopify website or maybe a client's website, whatever, however you manage it. But I will personally start off by saying I personally generated over $700,000 via this channel and probably less than $10,000 spent. So I'm really excited to tell you about one of my favorite things, which is e-commerce SEO. And yeah, I think right now is a great time to be doing SEO specifically for e-commerce. Google's favoring e-commerce websites right now. And also, the ROI is there, especially if you guys are selling high ticket goods. It's really worth your time and effort to learn this stuff. So let's get into it. So first couple things is I'm just going to go over what makes up e-commerce SEO. So pretty quick video. Within e-commerce SEO, you have a blog, right? Shopify, it makes it really easy to host your blog there. Some people like WordPress. I think Shopify does a good enough job. It's not super nice, but it is what it is. So anyway, you have a blog. Within that blog, you basically have two choices of content. Now, within these two choices of content, you have like subcategories, right? But basically, your two content types will either be informational. So these will look like how-tos, questions, like what is, let's just say we were going to talk about like a cold plunge, like what is a cold plunge versus content. So like high level, like cold plunge versus ice bath, things like that. And then we have our more buyer intent terms. Buyer intent terms are going to be terms that are kind of more buyer focused. For example, best cold plunges or brand versus brand or when should your best X for Y. So best cold plunge for athletes, for example. So that's going to be your buyer intent. So that basically you have a choice between kind of these two keywords. Now, some people, what I think a lot of people do in e-commerce SEO is they don't focus enough on this. There's a ton of value right now in creating informational content to educate your consumers, specifically if you're in a high ticket niche, to gain traffic. And what's really nice is that traffic will then flow into your collection pages, flow into the product pages, because Google is giving you the authority by saying, wow, you rank well for these terms. Giving you traffic builds up your website, your authority, which trickles down to your product pages, and there's more money pages. So people really underestimate the value of informational keywords. I'm not saying only write about informational keywords, but definitely I think they hold a really strong purpose within e-commerce SEO that people like to discount. So a little bit of a tangent there, but in informational keywords, I can create a separate video on just kind of how to make a blog around informational keywords. If you guys are interested, comment below. But yeah, that I would say that they're super important, as well as buyer intent. Buyer intent keywords are extremely valuable. Obviously, you want to be ranking if you're doing a cold plunge or let's say headphones. You want to do best headphones for studying. You want to be ranking, top of mind on Google for best headphones for studying, because that's somewhere you would typically pay for an ad. But why do you need to pay for an ad when now you can rank for free, in theory? Obviously with some investment, but you know what I mean. Next is going to be product pages. So people, I notice a lot in e-commerce, will just kind of throw up a product page and not really realize the structure within the product page. So I'll be creating another video on kind of what a good optimized product page looks like and kind of how to tweak your existing product page to just be a little bit better. I think honestly, you can beat out a lot of your competition just by properly like having your technical SEO set up. So your H1, your H2s, alt tag images, just these little things that sound super crazy and complex. They're really not. But by setting up your product pages the right way, you'll be able to rank higher, and also like obviously super valuable. You want to be ranking on your product pages high because these people are like directly looking for your product. And then collection pages. This is an area that I've started to spend more of my time on because I honestly like had a lot of fun with the blog side of it. Like I said, Google's ranking e-commerce websites really well right now. So it's pretty cool to see the traffic go up. But of course, we need the revenue to go up too. So collection pages really help with that because you're able to target specific keywords. So let's say in that example for the best headphones for studying, let's say I was a headphone distributor and I had multiple different headphone brands, or even if within my own catalog, I know that at least 3 of these products are really good for studying. noise cancellation, things like that. Now you have your choice between either turning that into a blog or a collection page. And the easiest way to decide this is just by looking on Google and seeing what's ranking. If you can turn it into a collection page, that's definitely going to be your, I would say, more favorable choice, because, people are already kind of there and in a shopping mindset. But of course, I still think that keyword is worth going after. I would still write a blog about it. So these are kind of your avenues as far as building out this crazy profitable channel. And that's kind of what it looks like as far as the things you want to focus on. I would definitely say that for starters, you're probably going to want to start off by optimizing your product pages first and foremost. Because just for the health of the website, it's a good place to start. And then obviously I would try and split your time between doing blogs and collection pages. And of course, if you don't want to do any of this, you can also work with an SEO agency or SEO consultant like myself. I'll leave my information below if you guys want to check that out. So, and last thing I wanted to cover with you guys is just something that I thought could be helpful, which is the tools you'll need for this. So if you were to do this yourself, there is an aspect I didn't mention, which is also technical SEO, which sounds a lot scarier than it is, but it's just making sure that your images are compressed. Just from a technical perspective, the website is in good standing. I can make another video about that. But assuming that's all good, this is kind of where you're going to spend a lot of your time if you're going to focus on e-commerce for SEO, which again, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. Yes, it's not as fast as paid ads. Yes, it's not as sexy as influencer marketing, but guess what? You make money off of it. And it's Google is like the most authoritative place to be. So if they're ranking you, it builds a lot of customer trust as well. Anyway, tools you're going to need for this: Ahrefs or SEMrush. So these are two SEO tools. I personally use Ahrefs. I'll leave a trial link below. I don't think they have like a free trial, but SEMrush does have a free trial, so I can leave a link to that too. If you want to go the free version, which I could note here, like free, but whatever, you can do keywords everywhere. It's going to be a little bit harder though to like track your progress, because what's really nice about these two platforms is like you actually put in your site and then it kind of tracks the keywords that you're ranking for. Also, Google Search Console. You need to have your Google Search Console set up like yesterday. If you haven't done this yet, I would definitely do Google Search Console and Google Analytics. That's also super important. So you can actually track this and see kind of what keywords you're ranking for. So I would say if you want to go the free way, you can do keywords everywhere in Google Search Console. That way you can see what keywords you want to target, and then you can also see what you're picking up rankings for. The thing is that Google Search Console only shows you what you have clicks on. So let's say you're in like position 4 or 5 and you want to get up to position 1 or 2. It's really helpful to have either one of these tools to just kind of see what needs attention. And then I really like using an optimizer tool. So I like to use SEO Surfer, but they were a little bit expensive. So I switched over to Neuron Writer. Again, I'll leave trial links below. ChatGPT. So typically in the past, the way we've done things is we like to leverage AI in our content creation and also have some human editing. So we use a mixture of both. Just find that to be the best aspect. I can kind of take you guys through that workflow if you're curious. And then for backlinks, you are going to need backlinks. Now, again, probably depending on what stage you're at in your business, I definitely recommend focusing on the product pages and focusing on the informational blog. But all this to say is you still need to build backlinks, because the content is really going to help you be an authority and expedite the process to becoming an authority in your niche. But ultimately, depending on how competitive it is, you are going to need to supplement that with backlinks. Backlinks have been really tricky. I personally tried out different vendors. I think I might have found a good vendor right now. So if you guys need backlinks, you can hit me up and we can see if we can work something out. All right, guys, that's this video. This is basically a quick overview on e-commerce SEO as a whole and kind of how I look at it. Obviously, I left out some things like technical SEO, schema markup, that kind of stuff. We can go into that in future videos if you guys are interested, but hopefully you stick around and let me know if you like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks.